but I'm
There's no other
surprised
way.
of the courts. The SIR hearing was on, and I will exactly read out what has happened today. Now, the SIR in Kerala that was being heard today, and Supreme Court has, I'm quoting from Law Chakra, which says that Supreme Court advised the Election Commission. Supreme Court doesn't direct the Election Commission. It has advised the Election Commission of India to extend the deadline for submitting enumeration forms under special intensive revision of electoral rolls, taking into account the ongoing local body elections. Now, this was, of course, Justice Surikant and Joy Malia Bakchi, and they said that the initial deadline was December 4th, and it had already been pushed to December 11th. Now, the local body elections in Kerala are set for December 9 and 11, with vote counting, which is, of course, scheduled for December 13th. Now, what was highlighted, and I'm just reading that out, highlighting the officials currently engaged in election duties should have adequate time to complete the uploading process. CJI emphasized that ECI should extend it more, so anyone missed out will also get an opportunity. The court characterized the request for additional time as just and fair and worthy of consideration. Now, in response to petitions from the political parties contesting the SIR process on the grounds that it disrupts the ongoing elections, the court granted permission for the Kerala government to present a detailed case to the ECI advocating for a deadline extension. ECI has been instructed to reach a decision on this request by the day after tomorrow, after a thorough and sympathetic evaluation. Now, what would you really say to the attitude of the court, Mr. Devasahayam? There is no
Well,
urgency, no mention of the BLOs who are dying. Kerala also is one of the states where that poor fellow died by suicide, and there's no mention of that. Uh, there is just no mention. Are the courts getting so insensitive? What is happening to this bench of Justice Surikant and Justice Joy Malia Bakchi?
I have told you earlier, Supreme Court has no concern. Supreme Court has no concern whatsoever. And even death does not matter. 20 or to 40, 41 death doesn't seem to have moved them at all. They are on to a fixed, prefixed agenda. They will proceed accordingly. Otherwise, what earthly justification you have in starting this SIR and now extending it to 12 states? That means more than half India's population at one go. At one go, more than half of India's population, and to be done exclusively by a feeble set of people called BLOs. They are not officers. This is the wrong terminology. Booth level officers. They are not officers. They are humble teachers, humble nurses, humble Anganwadi workers, humble clerks, humble some other staff, which is there. And they, for them, this is their only livelihood. Most of them depend upon this. And they don't have the capacity, physical capacity and mental capacity to take up this multitasking. And when they get threatened that you will be dismissed, you will be arrested, you will be put behind bars, they collapse. They know that their entire livelihood is gone. So they are absolutely scared. So the question is now Supreme Court is insensitive. This is what happens, you see. When the institutions become insensitive, institutional integrity becomes zero. There is no integrity left. There is no sensitivity left. Now, I don't understand what is the earthly justification. What is this SIR? Why are they in such a tearing hurry? There has been a voter list. You do that summary revision and update it. And why this Supreme Court? These two people are as if and they are not moved at all whatsoever. That is where the problem is. As I told you, this is not this is not good at all for the country. You really do not know.
The kind of scenario which we see, Mr. Devasahayam, how do you think can the accountability of the election commission be held? Who is going to do that job? Now, you see the attitude of this bench which is handling the SIR case. Uh, There have been protests all across. Today, also, the opposition protested outside Parliament. I'll come to that also. But who is going to set the accountability of the Election Commission? Right now, Ganesh Kumar thinks that whatever he's doing is absolutely correct. It's all. It's not challenged at any step.
See, Election Commission, Supreme Court, they're all sure the present political opposition is a bunch of nincompoops, important people, and they feel that people will not hit the street. The only fear they have is people hitting the street, students hitting the street, youth hitting the street. That's it. Matter will be sorted out within a matter of days. It has happened earlier, it can happen again. But they know the only group of people who can mobilize people in masse, the political parties, are incompetent, important. They're standing outside Parliament House and making some noise. It's not going to make any difference whatsoever. They have seen it thousand times. Don't you remember they threw out 140 MPs and enacted the Election Commission Act? 140 MPs were thrown out. And what happened? What did these fellows do? These MPs have been pandered. The moment get they elect, they, number one, they get elected by spending a lot of money, lot of efforts, indulging in a lot of lot of things. And this is a post. For 5 years, they will hold on to their dear life, except going through some motions. They do not want to upset the apple cart. Now, Rahul Gandhi is going around like a lone ranger, as if he has discovered that vote chori is taking place. Using that word is humiliating the people. It is not some pickpocketing that is going on. We have studied the matter in great detail. It is stealing of the people's mandate. That's not vote chori. That is dakati. Vote chori is too mild a word. It is open dacoity is going on, and he's calling going around saying and making individual PowerPoint presentations. This is not the way. This is the way to do a democracy. I'm sorry. People like us, of course, we have passed our age. I don't think we'll be able to do much. But the anguish that we are keeping, because I have been in a way associated with Jayaprakash Narayan, the man who led the greatest movement post independence. I know how he used to move. I know the politicians now. Absolutely bunch of important people. They just make noise. Akbar mein naam aa gaya. Oh, blah, 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 blah. And Akbar also started not writing much these days. And TV mein to kuch nahi aata hai. So the question is, in a democracy, it is the people are the masters.
Devasahayam,
If it is
last
if
about two
yeah.
questions, which I want to come back to the series which we have just started, and that is on the insensitivity towards the BLOs. The center is insensitive, the election commission is insensitive, the courts are not bothered. How can you really sensitize the people? There is a lot of support for the BLOs. In fact, on the social media, a lot of people are writing, and we also thought that we put out a series just talking about these BLOs. Uh, and now what should what is the way to handle this kind of a situation, because it is getting out of hand. It's not just one or two BLOs who are dying, it's like BLOs, so many have died, but then also there's complete silence. How should one sensitize the people?
See,
How should one sensitize the
people,
election commission and the courts on this?
people are sensitized. The kind of feedback we keep, more people know what is happening. Normally, the reaction to the kind of thing that we talk is 95 to 5. 95% completely agree, and they know, and they are more knowledgeable. Some of them are even more knowledgeable. The question is mobilization. Mobilization, you see, what they have done, you must understand one thing now, very important point. When this government took over in the 2014, the first thing they did was to finish off the civil society. Do you remember the IB report? IB report, which came out within the 3 weeks of this government come into power, declaring several individuals and NGOs as anti-national, blah 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 blah, put them on blacklist, and continuously civil society has been hounded. And the fellow, the National Security Advisor, Ajit Doval, has given a great theory. The civil society is the I forget the name, something he said about civil society. So they have been hounding. They finished off civil society first. Then they started one by one, finished off the institution. There is absolutely no institutional this thing presence or civil society in the country today. Civil society is surviving because of the Zoom meetings. Otherwise, they don't even have money and capacity to conduct one meeting. So, the earlier capacity of civil society mobilizing, they have completely killed it. The only group of people who could mobilize people are now the political parties. They are also being put in bad shape by raids, by ED raid, this raid, that raid. Political parties are also in bad shape, but they still have the capacity. And they are also now rendered, as you know, the way they are going around. So the people sitting in institutions like election commission or supreme court feel that there's nobody to question them. They can do whatever they want. Media is totally almost 99% with them. I am surprised that Indian Express has printed it in the front page. Some guts, some courage, at least something. So the question is today, how was a democracy? If people come to the street, things will be sorted out in a matter of days. But that possibility they know that they have completely done away with, because they have killed the civil society, is capable of mobilizing, and their political parties are completely, most of them are compromised themselves. So we are in a peculiar situation. We really cannot predict what is going to happen.
Can SIR, can this cruel SIR and inhuman process of SIR be put to a stop? Who will put a stop? Who will tell the BLOs that now it's time for you to say no to this work and go back to your home?
See, the employment situation is so bad. Nobody, they are under so much of family pressure. Giving up a job is not easy. Look at the unemployment. You see the way the economy. You see, I am a student of economics. We have not discussed economics. Indian economics is the most horrendous economy in the country.
Yeah, so but I don't want to get
They
into the
keep only
economics
talking.
discussion right
No,
now.
wait,
We can
wait,
only
no,
focus
no,
on
no,
the
no,
BLO
no, no,
heads.
no. One word I will tell you. One word I will tell you. They keep talking only about fourth largest economy, GDP. Utter nonsense. The fact is, 60%, 70% of India is outside the mainstream economy. They are on survival.
Yeah,
So how can
that's
you
true.
expect a government servant to leave his job? So the moment he says you will be dismissed, his heart stops. So you can't expect them, BLOs. I won't be expecting them. They're under family pressure. They have children. They have family to keep. So it is the mobilization. Now they feel that nobody can mobilize. People only social media may, WhatsApp may, they would put some posting and they be happy about it. That's the end of it. So that is why now I really do not know. People like us are completely baffled. The total insensitiveness of the institutional insensitivity, particularly the Supreme Court. These two people are sitting there and playing, just having a nice game, as if there's no issue at all.
Absolutely.
Whereas
Absolutely. That's why,
millions and millions are being disenfranchised.
right.
Millions are
That's why
disenfranchised.
Yeah, and that's why we need to call out this inhuman and insensitive act of how they've thrown the BLOs in front of the lions almost. And just because the government needs to stay in power due to this SIR process, can the courts wake up? Can the election commission wake up? Wake up in the election commission is also another question. Is it going to be Gyanish Kumar or
Now,
Mr.
now,
Sindhu
now
or
we
Mr.
give you a
Doshi?
suggestion. Now, no, no.
Yes,
Let
very
me,
briefly, sir.
let,
Very briefly.
you know,
Yes.
let me, Nilu, let me make another point. Very briefly, we gave them a suggestion, a way out, a face saving. We said, listen, you are talking about BLOs doing everything. They do the verification, they do the auditing, everything. No, I said there be a social audit, well structured. It is there already in the electoral manual. Why don't you pass the project? Prepare rules. They are deliberately not doing it. And this matter has been brought before the Supreme Court also. They are not bothered about it. Why can't they at least tell them, all right, pass, give a brief to the BLOs? Okay, give them some more time. Let the list comes out, the draft list comes out, and then put it through the social audit system so that the pressure is down. At least, see, another important point of BLOs, more than their task, the workload, their guilty feeling. They feel guilty that they are part of disenfranchisement. See, BLOs are also human beings.
Right.
They're seeing this all this accusation every day. So all this put together, has the question now being asked is, has India really become a fascist state? That's a question people
Yes.
like us would like to ask. I would like
Right.
this fellow to respond. Supreme Court to respond. Are you declaring India a fascist state without any response to the people's concerns, people's lives, people's lives? Then declare it. So be it.
Yes.
We'll face it that way. But you keep on saying
True.
we are a democracy, we are a democracy, we are a democracy. What democracy are you talking about? What type of
True.
democracy? So let Supreme Court also declare, all right, we are in a fascist society. Shut up and keep quiet.
Yeah.
All these
That's true.
motions that are going around, Kapil Sibal, Prashant Bhushan, this all will talking. I feel very pained because I know most of them. Good people. They have become treated like mendicants. And just because two people are sitting there on a pedestal, then you declare
True.
it also. India is a fascist state. We are not a democracy.
Yeah. All right,
That's all.
we'll have to wait it
And
here,
we
but
know
it's very unfortunate. It's so unfortunate to see the BLOs dying. On one hand, you have the BLOs dying, and on the other hand, uh, election commission indulging in such a crass PR exercise like what they put out today, a quiz as to when this chairship will start, what date, as if I don't know what kind of a quiz it is. Let's leave it to the viewers to send a feedback on this particular video. What you have to say on this interview with Mr. Devasahayam. Thank you so much, sir, for joining on HW. Thank you.